I know the result at Valhalla at the end wasn't what you wanted, but the way you played electrified the place and walked out of there. Can you speak to what that did to your confidence level as you come into this next major and you know, once you came down from the high of that week?
Yeah, I mean, reality always sets in. You know, I played spectacular that week. I scored impeccable. I didn't strike it as particularly well as I would have liked to, but I got fortunate in certain situations, and I capitalized with my putting being a huge asset to me that week. And so I'm just trying to get the Greenbrier feel that I had back when I shot 61.58 on the weekend, and I feel pretty close to that. And it's given me a lot of confidence. Valhalla has definitely given me a lot of confidence. Now it's just time to go execute this week and you know, get some good breaks hopefully. And if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But I'm looking forward to a great challenge this week, and it's a lot of boring golf, I can tell you. It's definitely different than Valhalla, but I'll try to do my best to show the crowd some fun drives and some hopefully long made putts.
Stay here on the left.
Yeah, Bryson, following up on that, you know the line about learning more from failure than you do from success. What did you learn specifically from Valhalla that you're going to be able to take forward either this week or in the next few weeks?
Well, I learned the equipment that I have is good enough to win in major championships, and I feel a lot more comfortable under the gun in major championships being able to get the job done. Even though I didn't, I feel like I'm right there, and it's giving me that confidence to say, okay, next step is to complete the task.
We're going to go back right to Dan.
You mentioned boring golf a few times. I know that's not really like your nature as a person.
No.
Is that hard for you? Does it take
yeah.
patience, and does it come with age maybe?
Oh yeah, it stinks hitting a 6-iron off the tee compared to a driver, but sometimes you got to do it, and you got to make the right decision for shooting the lowest score out here. There's numerous holes like 3. You know, I'd love to go for that green every single day, and I may go for it. I don't know. You never know with me. Certainly on the tee box, if it's downwind, I'll give it a go probably. But you know, number 3, just hitting a 6-iron out there, or 7, just hitting an iron out there, and playing some very strategic golf. It's certainly something you have to do on this golf course to compete and win.
Okay. Here on the left.
Bryson, from a distance, what's the biggest part of Scottie Scheffler's game right now that's making him so good?
Well, I tried asking them that a couple days ago when we flew in here. I saw him and I was like, dude, you're playing unbelievable. What are you doing, man? And he's like, I'm just playing good golf. I don't know. You know, it's one of those things. But no, from my perspective, he's got full control of his golf swing. He's figured out a lot of his putting. And he plays some incredibly strategic golf from what I can tell. He doesn't go too crazy. He just hits the right shots at the right time. He's really in control of the environment, not only his environment, but the conditions on the golf course. He knows what the golf ball is going to do. He knows how to react accordingly, and when things go awry, he's able to right the ship pretty quickly. I mean, that's just a recipe for success, and he's been able to do it longer than anyone has for a long time, and it's a hat. Again, he is the gold standard right now, and we're all looking up to him going, all right, how do we get to that level?
On the right, Ryan, and then Bob.
Bryson, which clubs do you find yourself using most often around the greens, and what are the sort of factors that you're weighing when you determine when to use which one?
It really depends on the lie that I have. So if it's into the grain or down grain, and then how much slope am I going up? I personally like hitting a 60 or 55 into the slope and bouncing it up and rolling it over the top of the hills. I've always been somewhat decent at that. I struggle when I'm like hitting an 8-iron or a 7-iron or something like that, trying to bump and run it like that. I just don't feel, I feel like the ball gets away from me and I don't have enough spin to like control the check and roll out. So I really focus on, one, if it's such a bad lie, I got to putt it, right? If not, if it's a good lie, decent lie, I'll hit a 60. And then if I need lower loft to bounce it into a pretty steep slope, I'll go to 55. And that's really decisions. That's the way I go about it and how I make those decisions to get it up on top of the bowl and hopefully close to the hole. Yeah.
Bob. Right.
Bryson, your comments about, you know, playing smart, does it negate some of your length advantage, or do you still feel like you have that,
Yeah.
even if you are laying back off the tee?
Well, even if I'm laying back off the tee, I still feel like my irons are a tremendous advantage for the length and how far I hit them. For example, my 8-iron's going like 205 right now. 7-iron's close to 220. So even if I do lay back and I've got a 200-yard shot and I'm still hitting an 8-iron in, it's still 200 yards, and you got to hit a good shot from 200 yards. But definitely it's nice getting up there and being like, okay, it's just an 8-iron. And so I still think it is a bit of an advantage for me.
Back left corner.
Hi, Bryson. Could you just talk about how you tailor your preparations for a unique challenge, the US Open challenge, and how you do that, fitting it into a set schedule that you obviously have on Live?
Meaning from the time that we have to...
Exactly. So, I mean, in terms of you can't pick and choose a tournament that would potentially give you some kind of preparation or whatever. So do you sort of backfill in terms of readying yourself for the kind of shots you're going to face this week?
Yeah, I think Houston was actually a pretty solid test for us. The Bermuda fairways and greens are somewhat similar to this week, so there was definitely some thought put in to that. And we make sure over there to try and set the schedule appropriate relative to the majors as well. They're very respectful of that, which I appreciate. Again, it's one of those things that even if it was bent grass last week, you're still going to be focused on this week and how I'm going to hit those shots. And how I prepare for that is coming out here early and taking care of what the conditions are out here. Even though, Houston was Bermuda last week, it's not the same type, and the greens are a little different. So getting out here and getting a lot of practice in around the greens, on the greens, and making sure that my ball striking is good is really what I'm focused on. And that's the best way to prepare. There's no better test than to actually practice on the golf course you're practicing on for the tournament and whatnot. And this is a unique test. It's not like most U.S. Opens. It's definitely a different style of U.S. Open, which is really cool. I love that opportunity, and I can't wait to get started Thursday. It's gonna be
Stay on
fun.
the left with Mike.
Bryson, obviously your putter was a key club in Valhalla. Can you just talk about the evolution of your putting? And also, is your putter the oldest club in your bag right now?
Oh, yeah, by a long shot. Putter's definitely the longest standing club in my bag. The preparation, it's funny, I didn't putt very well at Augusta. I was pretty disappointed. I worked really hard, and I actually found something the week of Valhalla with my putting. And from there, I've just been smooth sailing, trying to retain that same feeling that I've had, not tinkering with it too much, and doing the same thing this week. Last week, I putted pretty decent, made a lot of good putts in some difficult conditions. And they're Bermuda greens, so it was good to see the grain and how it's affecting putts and whatnot, which will be somewhat of the similar situation out here. And so it's more the same for me. I know it's a really vanilla answer. You're probably looking for more. But it's more of the same of what I'm doing. It's a function of straight back, straight through, making sure the face angle is square to that target line for as long as possible, and just controlling my speed profile. That's really all I'm focused on, to make sure I'm hitting the right distance of putts. And you see me working on that every day. Everybody sees it. So I'm probably one of the only people that uses a foresight on the greens for practice. And it really helps get my feel dialed in. More the same for me. Yeah.
On the right, Paolo, then Luke.
You said earlier maybe first glance people wouldn't think this place fits your game. I'm curious how you feel like your game has evolved since you won the US Open to maybe fit a place like this, and what has helped you to do that?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it's just equipment. I'm still the same person I was, a little thinner, okay? A little thinner. I'm still the same person from the golf perspective, but I just feel like I'm a little more strategic more often than not. I'm not such a risk taker. I mean, I do take risks. I love taking risks, but there are times for it, and I've felt like as time has gone on, I've realized when that time is and when essentially not to go for it, when it doesn't make any sense. And that's a lot of that reasoning is because of my equipment. It's changed quite dramatically, and I feel a lot more comfortable over it. I know what it can do. I'm not in it for just, okay, hopefully this works. It's more of a, I know I need to hit it here, I need to go there. So it's just evolved over the course of time. It's not one of those things that I can say specifically one moment where it changed, but for me, it's more of an adaptation and evolution into my own personal game and how I'm playing the game of golf, what I feel comfortable with. Definitely not comfortable just bombing driver everywhere out here. You can get us in big trouble. So you got to take what the course provides you.
Luke.
Hey, Bryson. You mentioned the course is so unique for a U.S. Open test. How do you go about calculating your run-out numbers on a week like this?
It's a great question. Something that I've worked with Jibo a lot on, talking to him about it this week. Even just last week, I was telling him a few times because it got hot in Houston and started running out. We were just talking about run-out numbers and, okay, how much is this going to run out? So we track on practice days how far the golf ball is rolling. We'll see on the foresight how far it lands and then how far did it actually go. And so we'll take those two numbers and say, all right, it's a 33-yard run out right now in these conditions. Because if it's downwind, it can go to 45 yards. If it's into the wind, it can go to 5 yards. So it's a bit just of like, you know, based on the conditions at hand and what slopes you land on and where it is in the fairways, you got to just try to make sure you're hitting it into the correct areas and spots with those types of conditions. That's really what it is. And for example, the British Open is a great test of that. There are times where it can run out 100 yards, right, in certain conditions. I like that style of golf, but certainly there are some bad breaks you can get, but you can also get really good breaks. So it's just, it's one of those things that's, you just got to play with what the course provides you.
Just a few more front left.
Yeah, Bryson, first of all, welcome back to the Sand Hills. Like you said, first time about a decade.
Okay.
Second, kind of on the heels of that, the Heat main storyline this week, Friday, be close to 100.
Yeah.
So obviously 8-iron going 205 could be part
Probably
of that
farther.
ball compression thing.
Yeah.
But just talk about the impact that has on your game this week.
It definitely helps me swing faster. Heat helps me get a lot looser quicker, which is great. And then under the gun, when my adrenaline goes, it can go really far. Spin rate actually drops. So when the grass gets dried out, I have to be watching out for dried out grass because that ball will go forever, especially I've got a Titleist left dash, and that's not a spinny golf ball, and you need a lot of spin to control golf ball around here. But it's what I'm comfortable with. It's what I like using for my irons. It's what flight I need for wind. And if it gets hotter, it's definitely going to provide a different challenge that we have all got to adapt to. And hopefully I can adapt better than others to give myself a good chance. But it's certainly going to make things play a lot firmer, faster, and the golf course is going to be a tough challenge.
Back right, Alex.
Yeah. Bryson, can you talk about what you took out of Valhalla a month ago? And then
Yeah.
B, can you talk about how your game, what parts of your game suit this golf course?
So what I took out of Valhalla was, I would say personally, the confidence that I can do it again. And, you know, my ultimate goal is to, after 20 more years, hopefully, of playing golf, God willing, like I'm hopefully going to complete that career Grand Slam. That's my ultimate goal for myself. And was trying to get that done, you know, at Valhalla for the second leg, and didn't happen. But just knowing that I could get the job done, especially shooting 64 on Sunday, you know, I gave it all I had. You know, I let it all out there. So I feel really confident with my game in under pressure situations, which is great. That's what I took out of Valhalla. So that was a lot of fun. And then also the fans are great. Love seeing and feeding off the fans. That was a lot of fun. And then this week you asked the test. Part of my game. Yep, part of my game. So I'd probably say the putting aspect. I feel pretty confident on these types of greens. I got to work on the iron play a little bit, but other than that, it's really the putting and chipping is what I feel pretty confident. Which is funny enough. People are gonna be like, "What is he even talking about?" He hits it far and it works to his advantage and whatnot. But I think personally, for me, my chipping and putting around the greens is what is gonna aid me to give myself a good chance.
Two more. We're going to stay back right, Amelia and then James.
Hi, Bryson. You mentioned that you didn't putt well at Augusta and then figured something out at Valhalla. What was that epiphany with your putting? And then a follow-up, what makes you so confident on these particular greens?
Well, I used to not be confident on Bermuda greens. I grew up on bent grass, a little bit of Poa annua. But going back to your first question, what I figured out was just my shoulders as I was going through impact. I was essentially turning my shoulders open, which was allowing me to pull putts. So I was pulling everything. And it seems so simple now, but under the gun and under pressure, your body sometimes reacts in ways that you can't fully control. And so really focusing on keeping my shoulder line square and keeping that putter face square through impact was huge. That's what helped me to my success at Valhalla. And then what makes me comfortable on these greens is years of practice. You just got to practice and get comfortable with the grain and how it's moving it, the rollout numbers, if you're down grain into the grain, what that does. And it takes a while to get comfortable with that. So that's the reason why I'm pretty comfortable, is because I've done it for a long time now. If I was 22, 21, it'd be a different situation, probably first, second experience with it. But unless you grew up here, around Bermuda greens, certainly I didn't, so it took me a while to get comfortable with that. But that's mainly the reason, just experience.
Last question, James.
Bryson, you talked about your professional growth since that first U.S. Open win, but I'm wondering, personally, do you feel like you've grown in that time, like as a person?
Oh, as a person, you're talking about in the last how many years?
Yeah,
like
since the U.S. Open win.
My life has changed dramatically. Still working on a house, so that's fun. Yeah, and sorry, my brain just went completely sideways on that. What I will say is I have changed differently and in just different ways, and I still feel like I'm that same kid that came out here right out of the start, but I feel like as a person, I'm just different to interact with. And ever since I got the equipment changed last year, my whole life dramatically changed. My dad passing gave me a great perspective on life. Just everything in general has changed. They say every 5 years somebody's life changes, and it couldn't be more true. I'm a completely different person than I was back at Wingfoot. You know, there's the remnants. I'm still got a lot of the same cells, but I'm definitely different in the brain for sure.
Bryson, really appreciate your time. Good luck this week.
Thank you, guys.